exploring Hebbian learning, a cognitive psychology and neuroscience perspective.
Welcome to the Universal Principles podcast. Today, we are diving deep into Hebbian learning, the idea that neurons that fire together wire together. It sounds like magic, but what does it really mean and where does it come from?
Thanks for having me. Hebbian learning is absolutely fundamental in cognitive psychology and neuroscience. It's the bedrock of understanding how our brains learn and adapt, linking psychological theories with actual neural mechanisms observed through brain imaging and other neurological data.
So it's more than just a catchy phrase. What's the higher-level concept we should grasp?
Precisely, the core idea is the strengthening of connections through repeated interaction. Think of it as the brain's way of saying, hey, these two things happen together a lot, so they must be related. This process is fundamental to memory formation, learning new skills, and even the development of complex neural circuits throughout our lives.
Could you walk us through a concrete example of Hebbian learning in action?
Sure, think about learning a new language. At first, associating a foreign word with its meaning is difficult, but with repeated exposure and usage, the neural pathways connecting the word and its concept strengthen, making recall faster and easier. The neurons associated with the word and its meaning fire together, thus wiring together.
That makes sense. Can you give us another example, maybe something a little less academic?
Absolutely. Consider a musician practicing scales. Initially, their fingers stumble and the notes sound disjointed. But with consistent practice, the neural pathways responsible for those finger movements and the associated auditory feedback become stronger. This leads to smoother, more accurate performance. It becomes muscle memory. The brain doesn't even need to think about it.
So it's repetition and association leading to stronger connections in the brain. Does this principle show up anywhere else a circumflex euros, perhaps outside of just cognitive psychology?
Definitely, consider activity-dependent plasticity in precision neurorehabilitation. This principle is used to rewire the brain after injury. By repeatedly stimulating specific neural pathways through targeted exercises, therapists can promote the formation of new connections and restore lost function. It's Hebbian learning applied to recovery.
That's fascinating. How can we apply Hebbian learning principles in our everyday lives to improve our learning and memory?
Great question. First, embrace spaced repetition. Don't cram, review material at increasing intervals to reinforce those neural connections. Second, actively create associations. Link new information to things you already know. Use mind maps, flashcards, or even silly mnemonics. And third, practice deliberately. Focus on the specific skills or knowledge you want to improve and engage in focused, repetitive practice, like practicing a musical instrument.
So repetition, association, and deliberate practice. Sounds like solid advice. Any final thoughts on Hebbian learning for our listeners?
Just remember that your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your experiences. Be mindful of what you expose it to and actively engage in activities that strengthen the connections you want to build. Your brain is more plastic than you think.
Fantastic insights. Thanks for joining us on Universal Principles to explore Hebbian learning. Tune in next time for more principles shaping our world.